Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, we've got a leaked post here of a 6-seater Model Y that has potentially started production. And there's a couple different features with this that might be a difference versus the current Model Y. We'll go through some of the details with this and try and figure out, is this going to be something that we should be waiting for? So we're going to get into that, plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it. And if you want to join our free email newsletter, you can do that down below in the description. Today's live stream is partnered and sponsored by Aura, where you can protect your online data, privacy, and much more, but more on that later. And so let's take a look at it. This is a breaking post from TC Mesla. Never really seen who this actually is, so we'll take this with a massive grain of salt. But the 6-seater refresh Model Y has already rolled off the production line at the Gigafactory Shanghai. Quote, "The design behind the C-pillar has been altered, likely to provide more headroom for the third row," which that would make a lot of sense here, because the third row on a Model Y is very, very, very tiny. And so I would not recommend it at all, especially if you're going to be using that third row 8-ton. Now, if you're going to be using the third row, and I'm talking about like the older Model Y before the new one, but like the older one, if you're going to be buying that third row and using it on a weekly basis, it's going to be a tough pill to swallow with that. Quote, "The wheelbase is confirmed to be longer, estimated to be an additional 15 to 20 centimeters longer." So, every little bit counts there. And so this could be an interesting one, and I really want to see. The second row seats feature perforations, suggesting they might offer ventilation, whereas the third row seats do not. The wheel design also differs from the current model. Okay, so maybe it's like of a different type of wheel to be able to withstand the third row or whichever. And so either way, I'm pretty excited to see this vehicle in terms of the configuration, and hopefully it is not going to be a China only release. And I mean, I feel like a Model Y with 6-seaters could make a lot more sense for like the normal person, because then it would make that third row a lot more easier to access. Because think about it. Most people that are buying like a SUV or a Model X, they want those third row for the car seat so that they can put it in without having to like move or fold the second row to get into the third row. And so for families, it actually makes the most sense to get the captain's chairs, which I think they're trying to do that here with the Model Y. Zhongwen also posted this. I've definitely seen posts from Zhongwen in the past. The 6-seater version of the Model Y has already rolled off of the production line at the Shanghai factory due to extreme confidentiality. No images have been leaked at this time. And so now the question is, when is this going to actually be coming out? Is it going to be a this quarter thing? I mean, it's pretty early on. Maybe it's going to be something that they release very stealthily before the next earnings call, which is essentially in a week from now, which could be an interesting one for sure. Very interesting to see. And I'm very curious to see what type of layout it is and what it is going to be, the look of it in terms of the functionality. And knowing Tesla, I mean, they always take cues on how to make these vehicles even better and better. So I'm pretty excited to see what it actually turns out to be. In other Tesla news, and so let us know, is this something that you're going to be interested in like a 6-seater configuration? I'm sure they're going to be rolling it out. And if it comes out in China this month or even next month, I would assume it's going to be a US release, maybe like a month or two after that, because they use China because they can use those factories pump out the vehicles a little bit quicker for whatever reason, and then US would come out shortly after. In other Tesla news, we've got Tesla Diner. They posted this on the door. You can see open 24/7. So I'm wondering, what could this potentially mean? Could this mean that maybe robots will be serving you food? This could be an interesting one for sure with that, and I would love to be served by a robot to be with the food and everything. And Tesla has officially launched the Model Y in India, so congrats to everybody in the India market. You can buy an expensive Model Y for that, but maybe that's because of reverse tariffs or whatever it is. But Model Y rear-wheel drive $69,000, or Model Y long-range rear-wheel drive at $80,000 or $79,000. And so it's quite the penny, that is for sure, and that's usually the case with these international markets. And then lastly, Tesla's Troy Jones, VP of North American Sales and Service, is leaving the company after 15 years. And so good luck to Troy in whatever endeavor he does next. And so this is gonna be an interesting shakeup because, you know, service is pretty okay depending on location. Sales, I feel like could get a little bit better, at least on the delivery side. As you guys saw, we went through a Cybertruck delivery, and I think I've itemized what it is that it may, you know, maybe there's just too many KPIs in which it's too focused on speed, like turn to speed or turn to push the vehicle out or whichever, or how many orders people can get. And so certainly maybe that has caused a interesting dynamic in which maybe the advisors or whoever can't necessarily spend too much time to just provide a fantastic experience. Because I really feel like, you know, yes, right now Tesla has a fantastic product, but it's only a matter of time before the competition also reaches to that level. And so at the end of the day, if everybody has the same type of level of product, what's going to differentiate? And that's going to be experience. So that's just me on my soapbox talking at the moment. Of course, full self-driving is going to be a massive differentiator, and no other manufacturer has come close from what I've seen yet. And so really full self-driving is the way to go. And also just quick PSA on full self-driving: if you're going to be taking delivery of a Tesla vehicle in the next week or so and you want full self-driving for half off, you have to be taking delivery. Send me a DM on Instagram so that we can point you in the right direction and everything with that. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments.
If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously, because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there, and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up: my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data, like your addresses, phone numbers, from those sketchy broker sites? Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it, and you should too.
Thanks to everyone. Anonymous, thanks for coming in. Oren, great to see you. Blueberry, thanks for coming in. Art, thanks for dropping by. Michael, Jin, thank you for dropping by. Christian, thanks for coming in. Farm30, thanks for dropping by as well. Rick, Mountain, and ALX45, great to see you as well. Thank you all for spending your Tuesday evening with us. And of course, thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything. I was sad to see the finance incentive on the Model Y this morning. I was sad to not see a finance incentive. Yeah. Anonymous, it's an interesting one. So I guess now that it's Tuesday and it's been pretty quiet, maybe we'll see something this Thursday, fingers crossed, but I really feel like it's not going to be a Thursday type of thing. It's going to be a next week type of thing. Michael, Denny the Goat, yes, thank you. Jin, like the video. Yes, thank you for that. Nice fade. Yeah, we got our weekly or bi-weekly haircut that's going on. Mountain, 6-seater nice, but the drone flyer of the awesome plant shows nothing is being produced. Check them out on YouTube. Ooh, interesting. We got to see Joe's drone footage there, but maybe it's going to be a China release, because if we take a look at it, the Model Y was released in China first earlier this year in January, and then US got the release like shortly after, like a month or two after. So it's going to be a bit of a time here. Michael, I'm tired of the 2022 Model 3. It's nice, but it's just so bogged down. But I'm just so bogged down with the financing. I feel so stuck. Anyone relates? Yeah, the 2022 Model 3, I mean, what's the thing you have to do is you have to maybe try and sell it privately, or just pay it down even quicker, or just wait until there's massive incentives on the new side to try and subsidize what the basically trying to get out of that negative equity if you have any. Farm 30, local guy asking $40K for a 7-seater 2023. I would love this 6-seater. Yeah, $40K for a used Model Y, not worth it. I would just keep waiting for the new side. And I didn't even think of that. Like, maybe Tesla will announce a third row Model Y even quicker, just because I feel like there's a lot of people pent up just waiting to purchase their vehicle. or purchase their Model Y, and they're waiting to see when this third row actually comes out. Maybe it's not like a massive portion, but still there's still probably a good amount of people that are out there with this. Rick, if the wheelbase is 6 inches longer, how does that compare to the Model X? Actually, I don't know in terms of like, I guess we'd have to ask like AI or something like that. Mountain, customer service at Tesla is fairly tragic and does not meet the standards of the product. Yeah, it's one of those things where the product exceeds expectations, is great in terms of like not build quality issue type of things, because you'll still have that in terms of like the usability, but then like the service, it's a little tough. And of course, you can't judge one place versus others. There are great service centers versus, maybe not the other ones for sure. I think, is that just an earthquake? That was weird. The Model X has a wheelbase that has 2.9 inches longer than the current Model Y. Okay, nice. So it's still going to be a bigger vehicle, but I mean, every inch is, it's going to count there. Sir, isn't the second row of the Model Y Juniper have perforated seats? I might be mistaken. I think it does. I don't actually sit in the back most of the time. Our corgis do, but that'd be an interesting one. Actually, now that it reminds me, like I do this thing where I buckle the second row so that the AC is always on. But I mean, having perforated would be, we should just turn that on as well to just get as much maximum airflow as possible. ALX would love an off-road capable air suspension Model Y, maybe the 6-seater. Yeah. I mean, air suspension on the Model Y, at this point, since they're not taking the Model X and the Model S seriously anymore with these refreshes, they should just make the Model Y the best daily driver, period. Like at this point, because like they should just add the air suspension. Of course, that would be an extra cost, but hey, what if they just like charged extra for air suspension? I know there's a handful of people that would love to pay that extra amount for air suspension on the Model Y. But then now that I think about that, I mean, the Model Y with the new suspension is fantastic, and maybe you don't actually need air suspension on the Model Y. In this next topic, here's the best electric vehicle deals right now, and here's one as low as $129 a month. I know we like our Tesla vehicles, but sometimes we just got to see what is actually out there just to see, now that the $7,500 federal tax credit is ending, how are the other manufacturers pushing their incentives and deals? Because if one goes down, then maybe the other ones have to go down as well. And most importantly, maybe Tesla has to push incentives as well. We got Volkswagen ID4, $129 a month. We've got the Ioniq 5, $149 a month. We've got Ioniq 6, $169 a month. We've got the Prologue, which I actually test drive. It's actually not that bad. $200 a month. We got Subaru Solterra, $279 a month. And I guess those are going to be your top 5 or 6 at the moment. But let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you're thinking. Would you drive any of these, or even have you driven some of these to really try and compare? If you're looking for, like, I guess I've itemized it after, being in Teslas for so long and driving that. And I used to think like everybody's going to love a Tesla. Like, it's like, why wouldn't you? But now that I've kind of realized that not everybody appreciates tech or technology. Like, there's people that just have an iPhone that use it for just texting and calling and really don't go for like the maximum usage of it. And so really, if you're someone that appreciates technology and tries to maximize efficiency, then you'll really like a Tesla vehicle. If you don't, then a Tesla is just another car that maybe just goes faster with less maintenance. And so are these other electric vehicles out there. Like, you're not really going to appreciate the technology. And so as I've kind of done this for a little bit now, I've realized that there's just a separation of people out there in terms of, like, I guess essentially the normies versus like the techies at the end of the day. But let us know what your thoughts are on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments.
So congrats on buying your Tesla, or you're about to just buy your Tesla. But now here's the second most exciting part. That's accessories. And there's a ton of accessories out there, probably even way too much. And I try and bucket it into the top 3 accessories that you can get. And that's going to be phone mounts, all-weather floor mounts, and center consoles. A good set of all-weather floor mounts is probably my #1 recommendation. And I've got a bunch of links and discount codes to all the accessories that I recommend down below in the description and on our best deal spreadsheet on page 2. Check out this one from Jawa that we use on all of our Teslas, linked down below, or their center console, which I also use on all of of our Teslas as well. A must-have because Tesla doesn't come with a center console. But my number one accessory I recommend is going to be all-weather floor mats, and I bucket it from 3 different options: good, better, and best. The good ones are going to be the ones that you find on Amazon. Better is going to be the ones from like Tasmanian. But my favorite, all-time favorite that we have on our Model X and Model 3 Performance currently is going to be a set of all-weather floor mats by 3W Liners. If you use our promo code down below in the description, you'll find that the price of these floor mats are pretty in line with some of the other ones at a much higher quality material. So thank you to everybody that's used our links to support the channel, and let's get on to the next topic.
Thanks for that, everyone. John, 6-seater. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see how usable it is, which I feel like it's going to be a lot better. Stan, full self-driving how far? Yes, send me a direct message on Instagram. You must be taking delivery this week or the next week. Adam, thank you for the super chat. Would like 6-seater to come out before the 7,500 credit ends. Yeah, I mean, one could hope, but knowing Tesla, I mean, we want, when is the 6-seater coming out, and when is the maybe 7-seater if we don't get the 6, and most importantly, when is the, well, I would argue to say actually the 6-seater is more important than the Model Y Performance, because there is just more of an addressable market with, of course, the 6-seater. IT Daddy, thanks for coming in, and thank you for the super chat, because you can't even buy a gallon of gas. Yeah, thank you for dropping by, and thank you for the support. Darius, will 6-seater be released before the 30th of September? I mean, fingers crossed. I mean, we'll need to see if Tesla releases it in China first. Orin, yes, it does have perforated seats. Oh, okay, so then that's perfect then. It already, no, they're basically just posting what we already know, and now I need to go toggle on the ventilated seats to make sure it always stays on. BD, thanks for coming by as well. Michael, when is the Dennis CW merch coming? Oh, good question. We're thinking about this because I have a couple friends that are in the merch space, and I was trying to think like what would be something that you guys would actually buy. Like I don't want to just put out something that has no value. Maybe like a cup or like a shirt or something. I guess like a funny, I don't know, tagline. I've always wanted to get into like the Tesla accessory space, but at the same time, it could be a lot of different, unless I'm like providing something that is going to be cooler. I mean, a lot of these things get copied so quickly at the end of the day. Sawyer, does the 7,500 going away have any impact if you're already in a lease? No, Sawyer, it has no impact at all. Your lease already has the 7,500 factored in. The only thing is if you're trying to get into another one, you'll want to see about getting into one sooner, which if you got 1 year left, then probably that's too far out. But if you got like 6 months left or 3 months left, then maybe you can work with Tesla to do like a end of lease wave payment type of deal there. Mountain, I have a Mach-E along with a Model Y. Lease is up on the Ford, and we're getting a Model X. They don't compare, but Hyundai would be a close second for me. Yeah, once you're in the Tesla technology ecosystem, nothing compares, and so it is certainly an interesting one. Stans, go to my channel page, YouTube channel page on the About Me. You'll find everything there. June, I'm definitely starting to see more junipers on the street now. I felt rare for a moment. Yeah, June, I feel what you're saying there. They are everywhere, everywhere all over California. It's just, California is just the land of Teslas. Rick, maybe the 24/7 diner staff by bots is the epic demo Elon was referencing. Yeah, hopefully that is what it is. I would love to see a Roadster. I mean, that really would be epic, but it also probably just doesn't make ROI. And also, like, Elon, I feel like is not necessarily excited about vehicles anymore. He's more excited about AI, robots, and robotaxis. Tapia, hope you're doing well. Will you be buying a Roadster when it comes out, seeing as you've bought every new Tesla? I mean, Roadster would be nice, but maybe that's a little bit rich. I mean, it definitely is rich because I was like looking at it. I think it's going to be estimated like 200 to 250. Unless some people want to go like, and I was going to say halvesies, but unless people want to go like quadsies or like tensies, like we can all share it together. Richard, Dennis, I'm so sad to miss out on the 4K. Thanks for offering though. Yeah, no problem. I think I followed up with you. What's my IG? It's on my channel page. Richard, but can you explain how? Unfortunately, we can't. There's no way for after delivery. Demo equals demonstration, sir. Thank you for dropping by as well. In this next topic, the summer update, Grock AI update is rolling out, and we've got some intel here on how it might potentially be coming to the Intel chip as well. run to your Teslas now because it seems like it's not notifying you via the Tesla app at all. You have to go to your vehicle and see, as long as your vehicle is connected to Wi-Fi, you just see if you're getting the 2025.26 update. Of course, if you're getting the vehicle with like the newer vehicles, then you might be able to get the Grock AI as well. This was detected on Tesla Scope, and also probably not a Tesla app as well, where you can try and get the new update, and of course all of the different features. But the biggest one is going to be, of course, Grock beta, and you do have to have the AMD chip, maybe even with hardware 4 or whichever it is, to be able to get it. It seems like it is like a voice activated one where you can talk to it. I still haven't tried it yet, but of course we haven't got it on any of our vehicles just yet. But here's something interesting that not a Tesla app found on the Grock email. You can see here it says Grock does not issue commands to the vehicle, requires premium connectivity or Wi-Fi connection. Availability and subscriptions requirements subject to change. Quote, currently requires AMD processor and software version 2025.26. It seems like this is an interesting one, that they feel like this is another sign that Grock AI may be coming to Intel-powered Teslas. And so this will be an interesting one, because if you think about it from the Grock AI standpoint or XAI standpoint, they want more users to be using the AI and everything. So they're probably trying to figure out how they can get this onto the older Tesla vehicles as well, which would make a lot of sense. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. IT, how about a Roadster lease? Oh man, I don't even want to think what that could potentially be. I don't even know if Tesla would even do something like that, but it would probably be closer to like $3,000 a month or something similar like that. Joshua, thanks for coming in. In this next topic, the first Tesla Model S Plaid refresh, the new one that literally just came out, has already been totaled already, or been in a massive accident. I don't know how this actually happened and how they were able to get this to a, the accident yard very, very, very quickly. You can see the listing right here. It looks fantastic on one side with the new spoiler and everything. But on the other side, this must have been a manufacturer drop off, because they probably just didn't want to try and fix it at all. Maybe even like a test drive vehicle, show vehicle or something. And they just dumped it immediately to the auction yard to be sold. I'm very curious to see what this actually sells for, and like how much work this will actually need to be able to get up to spec or whichever, because it doesn't really seem like too bad. Like maybe, of course, this massive front right area, I don't even know how it got totaled or everything, but still very, very, very interesting to see. And hopefully everybody was okay during this accident. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments.
But one thing's for sure, if you're buying a new Tesla, it does not come with this, and that's a set of all-weather floor mats. My favorite set so far right now is a set by 3W Liners, and I've tried all the different floor mats that are out there, 3D Mats USA, Tasmanian, and a bunch of Amazon ones, and by far, these are going to be my favorite set. I've got them in our Model X, Model 3, Model Y, and also Cybertruck as well. And if you use our promo code down below in the description, not only will you save 25% off and get a set under $100, you'll support the channel as well. So definitely check out our partner 3W Liner floor mats down below in the description, and let's get on to the next topic.
Thanks to everyone. And we talked to 3W Liner. They still keeping our exclusive promo code at 35% off, the highest offer yet. It's Dennis35 down below in the description if you want to pick up your set of floor mats for your Tesla vehicle. Seawall, can you talk about the Cybertruck deal you got? Yeah, so basically 0% financing, which was the biggest thing I was looking for. Foundation series to get free supercharging. I'll talk about the discounts that I got on it and everything. We'll do a full video on like step 1 and step 2, but I still have yet to put it all together, like the thoughts in my head. Hi, Dennis. I will put out a TikTok Grock AI assessment after I read and study the Grock paper. Yes, definitely. Let me know what your thoughts on it are. Green, I want my update. Yes, we all want our update for the AI. I want to see what it's about. Extract, what do you think of the hardware 3 versus hardware 4? My thoughts on that is that, yes, full self-driving on hardware 4 is phenomenally better. We at one point we had our Model X and Model Y and we drove them back to back, and you can tell the difference on the new Model Y. The new Model Y with full self-driving is hands down the best. And so if you're looking to be getting into another vehicle, a new Tesla, I would strongly consider it if you're someone that uses full self-driving a lot and you've got like an hour plus type of commute with that. Have you ever dealt with Tesla buyback? Yes, it was actually in our video where we talked about the getting rid of the Cybertruck. You can find it on the channel. Sir, is the half off pretty consistent? No, not at all. It is like first come, first serve. It disappears like crazy, and we've got one availability right now. Rick, it looks like I got no new promotion until Thursday, at least the earliest posted color promo ending. Yeah, they should just extend that right until, I mean, why have it end on the 14th? It was kind of a weird end date for nothing to happen after that. But maybe they're trying to condition us to show us that like, hey, things are going to be ending and that you need to be able to snag on it, or else we're not going to put out any sort of deals or anything like that. Order my mini rev never came from my Hot Wheels Model Y. What gives? Oh, you never got a confirmation yet? Message them on, because I was talking to them the other day and making sure that all orders were being shipped. They said they were a little bit behind, but they said they reached out to all the customers that ordered. So maybe email them or message them to see that, get a confirmation or whatever. Daniel, is it worth waiting for Hardware 5, trying to time my first Tesla? If you don't need a vehicle, then really none of the deals at the moment, especially right now, are going to be worth it. Wait until we get some sort of financing deal or something like that in the near future, and then see like the better time. I mean, it's gonna be weird because if you asked me like a week or two ago, I would have said, you know, always try and buy in quarter 4 or quarter 3 or quarter 4. But now that we've got this 7,500 ending, it's kind of hard to predict which one is going to be the better time to actually buy anything right now. And so it's going to be an interesting one for sure. In this next topic, we've got new performance wheels from Unplugged Performance. They posted a little bit of a teaser here, and it looks very, very, very awesome, very fantastic. And I can't wait to see how this is going to be implemented because I love this actual style of the wheel here when it's actually like this like 8-spoke or whatever, like the classic performance style. But this is the tagline that posted: the wheel of the future of fleet is coming soon, 7/17. So 2 days from now, they got to hear up RW. I mean, what can we piece from this here? I mean, fleet, so it's maybe going to be super efficient for vehicles like the Robotaxi. And you can see we've got this like disc type of look, which, I mean, when you add discs like that onto wheels, which just seems to be a growing trend here, that adds efficiency, aero, which, you know, I'm down for more miles. And I'm also down for a wheel that looks fantastic as well. Here, if you go to their Instagram, you'll find that there is another picture here where we can get a much better look at what is going on, and it looks phenomenal. And so I'm excited to see when it actually comes out, to see when it will actually look like. And if you're interested, take a look at Unplug Performance's link down below in the description to see what wheels. And they also have a wheel trade-in program where you can trade in your stock wheels, get a credit of $1,000. You can do that nationwide for a set of brand new Unplug Performance wheels from them as well. So definitely check it out, link down below in the description. Seawall, dealing with a buyback situation on my Model 3 all-wheel drive. It's actually fairly easy in terms of like submitting it, but then if they approve it, it's a different process. Christopher, how long do you think before the Model Y 6-seater hits the US? I just got on. I mean, at this point, if China releases it in this next few weeks, maybe before the earnings call, which would make sense, or around that time, you know, actually we could see this be a launch like right, you know, a few days before earnings call, which would actually be later this week. Then I would put US like a month later around that time frame. Mountain, do you think the 3W mats will fit the 2026 Model X? I do not think the floor plan changed, but it does not say 2026. I would think it's the same because the interior is like almost the same, but then they did add that extra, what, like half an inch or inch to the length of the Model X, the new one. So yeah, maybe that'll be a tough one. But the good thing is they've got lifetime warranty, great customer service. So you could probably order it. And then if it doesn't work out, maybe even try and work with them to see what they can do there. Seawall, think about getting into the ACT if this buyback isn't delayed before the tax credit ends. Yeah, the one thing is Seawall, the buyback is a very long process. Like I think start to finish for us was like 3 to 4 months. And I know a lot of people that have been going through the same thing. It's about the same. Rick, one more thing I saw where Australia is now getting the range performance boost that China got a few weeks ago. Oh, interesting. So they got that where they paid for it, or is it because they just threw it on for like the birthday thing? Seawall, they approved it, but it's lacking the refund of the tax credit. Oh, interesting. I didn't even think of that. Huh, that I guess, yeah, because that's supposed to be due to you. And so, yeah, that's an interesting one for sure. Daniel, curious on your thoughts. Buy a used Tesla or the new design with the $7,500 tax incentive. If used still good, what year be best? And so used, if you're paying cash, I can see some savings. And really, I would not go older than 1 to 2 years old, because then you have the full 4-year 50, not the full, but you have a good amount of the 4-year 50-mile warranty. Unless you're a seasoned Tesla owner, like we've owned, I don't know, 8 Teslas at this point, and we just bought that really old Model 3, but I didn't buy it to daily drive it. I bought it to kind of go through a little bit of experiment with it, and I know I'm going to be running into issues, but I don't want you to run through those same issues with that. It is not our daily driver, 1,000%. But that one's like 150 miles, like 2819. Richard, I really missed out on the 6-seater. I will take a buyback to get a 6-seater. Yeah, I mean, that would be an interesting one. But you do have to get approved for a buyback. It's not like, and when I say easy, it's easy to try, but it's on Tesla to approve you. Like our other Tesla, I've tried multiple times and they said, nah, we're not buying your other vehicle back. In this next topic, there's a Cybertruck that just popped up for $56,000, of course used. But if we take a look at it, here's the truth on it. And is the Tesla Cybertruck market actually crashing? That's the real question. I forgot who sent me this, but thank you for sending me this in the DMs. You can see 2024 Tesla Cybertruck for $56,999. We've got a Tesla Cybertruck, Cyber Beast, $68,000 with 6,554 miles. This is a crazy price for a Cyber Beast, a Cybertruck, $68,000, because that's the lowest I've seen, period. But if you peel back some of the onion here, you'll actually find that the top one, which makes sense for being priced at $56,000, it is actually a salvage Cybertruck. But this other one is not a salvage Cybertruck. It is actually just a Cyber Beast that has an accident on it. So, take that for whatever you will here, but we posted it on and we found a lot of different posts on people actually sleuthing and figuring out which of these in the backstory with both of them. And very interesting to see how quickly you can find a lot of the information, but really interesting to see this low price on the Cybertruck. And if we take a look at the auction values, which you can see all the different ones here. You can see for the all-wheel drive 2024, they're still actually holding in the $70,000 price range, which surprisingly enough, I thought they would have crashed by this point. If we switch to Cyber Beast, you can see here, even in the $85,000 price range. So, we talk about, prices crashing, but, they seems like they've already crashed already, and they're holding pretty strong at this price level, especially for the foundation and all-wheel drive and Cyber Beast configurations. But very interesting stuff. Let us know, are you in the market to buy a Tesla Cybertruck? And whether you're buying a Cybertruck or even a Tesla, the one thing you want to do is make sure to get maximum value for your current vehicle that you're selling or your trade-in vehicle. And that's where our friends at Give Me the VIN come into play here. Give Me the VIN will buy your vehicle from the comfort of your home, and they'll want to give you maximum value for your current vehicle. What's really cool is that they set you up with one of their consultants so that you can work back and forth and ultimately get you the maximum value. So definitely check it out. GiveMeTheVIN.com down below in the description. And they're doing a $25,000 cash giveaway if you sell a vehicle to them. So definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. And thank you to everybody that's used our links to support the channel down below in the description. If you're just joining in, welcome. We talked about 6-seater Model Y. It seems like the China production is starting to roll out, and we've got some massive rumors across the board. I don't need 6 seats, but I would love to see extra wheelbase. Hopefully the third row is removable. I bet it is. Like you probably wrench it out or something for sure. Stan, Tesla changed my whole view on electric. Yeah, 100%. I mean, electric vehicles, they're fun vehicles and best daily drivers, hands down. Is there a trick to buy a Tesla from Tesla directly, even if it doesn't show up in your delivery zip code? Unfortunately not. Your best case is to try and go into your local Tesla store and talk to a sales associate there to see if they can do some magic to move a vehicle. If it's like right out of your, of your area or whatever, but they do have strict rules to register it. I feel like the Model Y Juniper, especially in the white, is the best car I've ever seen. Yeah, the new Model Y is slick. Like you can definitely see them coming down the road very easily. Stan, I sold my car to Give Me the VIN. Great experience. Nice. Good to hear. And actually, we've interacted with Give Me the VIN before in the past as well. And they do really make it easy. So definitely check it out. Link down below. Riam, give me 0% financing. I need to buy a Model Y. Yeah, I mean 0%, 1.99, 0.99, 2.99. We want all of it at the end of the day. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button, the comments, and everything. See you guys in the next one.